Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Politics on the Hindu's YouTube channel. This is a show where we go behind the headlines of stories hitting domestic politics. I'm Nistula Hebbard, political editor of The Hindu, and I will be your guide through this episode as we have been going through for the last 4 to 5 years. Now, this week was all about Congress MP from Thiruvananthapuram, Shashi Tharoor, and his differences with his party that came to the fore not just by his own admission a few days back, but also at a presser held by All India Congress Committee President Mallikarjun Kharge. In what we have come to expect from the very articulate Shashi Tharoor, this story has statements, memes, and an opinion piece in The Hindu as part of the war of words. Let's dive in. Okay, now the story so far. Now, Shashi Tharoor is a 4-term MP from the Congress and has been part of late Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh's Council of Ministers. As a former UN diplomat and author, he has brought his own zest into the proceedings. One of the first social media savvy politicians, he has parlayed his wit and knowledge of including arcane phrases in the English language into a palatable, popular phenomena, extending his popularity beyond his constituency. A conscientious parliamentarian, he has been one of the main speakers on behalf of the Congress throughout its years in the opposition as well. The BJP and Shashi Tharoor have not seen eye to eye in the past, especially around the time his wife Sunanda Pushkar passed away and a case ensued around the circumstances surrounding her death. Now, which is why the last few months, and especially the last month, have been interesting in the ongoing tug of war between Tharoor and the Congress, and the BJP being positively disposed towards this opposition leader. Now, for me, the Tharoor versus Congress story starts becoming interesting when he filed his nomination papers for the post of Congress president, with his rival being current Congress president Mallikarjun Kharge, who's also the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha. Now, normally, polls to the top post in most parties are a done deal, with the top leadership of respective parties deciding the name among themselves and the rest of the party falling in line. Now, in a set of polls where the Gandhi family itself was not contesting, Mr. Kharge was perceived to be the candidate with the family's backing, that is, former Congress presidents Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, while Tharoor was considered the maverick outsider. As a part of the famed G23, or a group of 23 leaders in the Congress who wanted an organization and ideological overhaul of the party post its defeat in the 2014 and 19 Lok Sabha elections. Now, the Congress presidential polls held in 2022 saw Kharge getting 90% of the votes cast. He won 7,897 votes, while Shashi Tharoor finished with 1,072 votes. In the long years of the Congress's existence, it was only 6 times that actual polls were held for the president's post. While both said on record that the Gandhis were neutral in the contest, the very fact that there was a contest left a bitter aftertaste. Now, the bitter aftertaste was ameliorated somewhat when Kharge included Tharoor in the Congress Working Committee, one of the highest decision-making bodies of the party. Now, while that was sorted, Tharoor, who had been at odds with the Kerala unit of the Congress, the state where he is elected from, wrote an article in the Kerala daily Mathrubhumi. He spoke in praise of the state's entrepreneurial growth, which was read as praise of the left front's Pinarayi Vijayan government. Now, that was really not acceptable to the Kerala unit. This, of course, was denied. Shashi Tharoor said that he spoke about general entrepreneurial growth and he did not mean any government in particular. And the whole time, of course, despite such public differences, both maintained that all was well and that too much was being read into things. Which brings us to the multi-party diplomatic delegations put together by the government post-Operation Sindoor to explain India's point of view to countries in the UN Security Council and others. A controversy broke out over the nominees from the Congress, with the party itself nominating former Union Minister Anand Sharma, MPs Gaurav Gogoi, Syed Nasir Hussain and Amrinder Raja Singh Waring. The government chose Shashi Tharoor, Manish Tiwari, Anand Sharma, the only commonality in those two lists, and Lok Sabha MP from Punjab, Amar Singh, and former Union Minister Salman Khurshid, who has handled the foreign affairs portfolio in the past. At one of the pit stops of the addition of Tharoor itself was a problem for the Congress. And then at one of the pit stops of the delegation led by Tharoor in Panama, his comment that the current government's tough stand against terror was to be appreciated, and that it was in the first time in 2016 in the operation after the Uri attack that the Indian forces crossed the line of control. This was strongly opposed by some members of his party, and the words of praise for the government was contrasted by Congress spokesperson Pawan Khera with the book that Tharoor had written on Prime Minister Modi called The Paradoxical Prime Minister, which was critical of Prime Minister Modi. Now, the BJP and Prime Minister Modi warmly responded to Tharoor's efforts on behalf of the Indian government in the delegation, which also did not go down well with the Congress. However, when it came to the Nilambur by-poll in Kerala that the UDF won, Tharoor was not invited to campaign, which he spoke about. And now we come to the point where the Hindu specifically enters the picture. This was through an opinion piece which Mr. Tharoor had written in the Hindu entitled Lessons from Operation Sindoor's Global Outreach. He warmly praised Prime Minister Modi, commending his energy, dynamism and willingness to engage with other nations while urging broader support for Prime Minister Modi's diplomatic initiatives. This piece was shared by the PMO's official handle on X and attracted immediate attention. This praise of the government and specifically of Prime Minister Modi was addressed by Mallikarjun Kharge during a press conference that the party had called to mark 50 years of the declaration of the emergency, the proclamation of the emergency by the then Indira Gandhi government. Kharge, in a sharp retort when asked about this piece and Tharoor's praise for Prime Minister Modi, he sharply retorted that for some people, Mr. Modi came first, but for the Congress party, it was the country. Now, this immediately saw Tharoor post a cryptic post on his X handle. This was an image of a bird with the statement, don't ask permission to fly. The wings are yours and the sky belongs to no one. Responses to this were also forthcoming, with Manikam Tagore, who's a Congress MP, posting that birds too must beware of birds of prey also flying in the same sky. All this kite flying via birds is headed to some sort of denouement, in my opinion. As far as I can see, this flows, all of this differences of opinion, it flows not just from Tharoor's own concerns for his individual career, because it has been now, this is the third term in the opposition. These are all people who have been as part of government, etc. They do want better assignments, but also discomfort of some sort on the nature of the drift in the Congress party, which after scoring a century in the Lok Sabha polls has gone on to lose assembly polls in Haryana and Maharashtra and appears to be not totally on its best game as of now. Now, this issue appears to be of someone who's not comfortable either with his own place in the scheme of things within the party and the overall situation of the party also. Will he join the BJP, which has discovered his virtues lately? Well, we asked some very senior ministers in the government who are in the know of these things, who said, no such proposal has gone from the BJP, nor has Tharoor sent any such proposal to us. But of course, BJP, in my view, must be looking out for some stronger leaders in Kerala, a state where they badly want to make some inroads. Or will Tharoor manage to persist in the Congress where somebody might take matters in hand and say, okay, let's not lose this guy and let's just sort these things out. It's an HR problem. We'll sort it out. Or like former Union Minister and Rajya Sabha MP Kapil Sibal, he will strike out on his own. Now, to use a suitably tongue twister of a word a la Tharoor, it remains a conundrum. I hope this illuminated Tharoor versus Congress, which is headed to more words, complicated or otherwise. This is all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next week.